Hi, this is a video response to John, the flick pick. He did a Blu-ray update recently, some pickups, and he just sort of asked offhand, what's your favorite genre? And I thought, well, I might as well answer this because I started this series last year in March that I never actually finished, so I might as well finish it now. Actually, I have a favorite subgenre, and what I mean by that is a genre is action or drama or comedy or science fiction, whereas a subgenre would be science fiction comedy or science fiction adventure, or in some cases science fiction romance. My particular favorite subgenre is the tragic science fiction romance, and I did a series of videos last year on movies that I felt fall into that category and movies that I liked because of that. The sort of prime example is the Terminator. That's science fiction with a romance at its core that takes a tragic turn. The couple doesn't necessarily end up happy and together at the end. Other movies like that include The Time Traveler's Wife and Solaris, and a few others. I did a series of videos on them, and I'll have the links to that below so you don't have to search through all my videos in order to find them. But there were two that I mentioned that I actually didn't get around to reviewing, which are my two favorites, and they are 12 Monkeys by Terry Gilliam. This has Bruce Willis and Madeline Stowe, and he's a time traveler from the future. Time travel is like a big thing with me. I love it. And he meets her, and he's trying to stop Brad Pitt from getting a hold of his father's super virus and releasing it and killing 5 billion people. And Madeline Stowe's a therapist, and he kind of takes her hostage. But eventually she sort of figures out that he's telling the truth and tries to help him, and they kind of fall in love. They don't really have a lot of time together. Things don't end all that well. I felt the ending was just fantastic, really, really moving, and it's been a favorite movie of mine for a long time, and certainly my favorite film by Terry Gilliam. Another favorite film of mine by a director is David Cronenberg's The Fly. This is a remake of a movie that came out in the 50s. Jeff Goldblum and Gena are the leads in this. He is a scientist working on teleportation. She is a journalist for Science Fiction magazine. They meet. She wants to interview him. He wants to have a romance with her. She got out of a bad relationship. He has zero relationship experience. And they were a couple in real life when they made this movie. I really like this movie a lot. It is rather sad, the outcome, but there is scary moments and funny moments as well. And this was sort of the movie that kind of made me go, wow, I really like this type of story, and so anytime another story like this crops up, I want to see more movies like this. Recently, Source Code and the Adjustment Bureau kind of fell perhaps a little bit into that category, but not entirely, depending. Source Code isn't exactly tragic, although it can be seen that way from a perspective. And the Adjustment Bureau is a romance with science fiction trappings, but it isn't ultimately all that tragic, so they don't quite fit in there, but they're kind of like that. And both of these movies I like quite a lot. Some of my favorite movies. In fact, The Fly is number 5 on my top favorite movies of all time. So, the tragic sci-fi romance, my own little sub-genre that I really care for. Nice video, John. Looking forward to seeing more from you. Take it easy.